Well, again, thank everyone for coming. I appreciate you joining me today for the Summer Bridge Program Session 4. So after this one, we will have two left, and we are going to be working on some fun stuff today. So let me pull it up. Share my screen first. Okay. How's that looking? Just type in the chat if it looks good. Say yes or no. Okay, cool. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. Does it look okay on your side? I see yes, I see kind of. So again, just welcome again. Thank you for coming. Thank you for, just giving me some time on this Thursday. I hope you guys are looking forward to the weekend. I know that I definitely am. So today for this agenda, we are going to have a question of the day. We're gonna have an assignment check-in. We're gonna do some college do's and don'ts. That's gonna be a little bit later actually. And then we're gonna have a student panel and it's titled Real Talk. And then also it's just gonna be a reflection on social life and relationships when it comes to college and then also the last assignment. Next slide. So, question of the day, what is your favorite type of sandwich? And while we are doing that, I'm going to make sure people know. So, what is your favorite type of sandwich? You gotta choose something. Oh, I like it. Ice cream sandwich. I like the vibes. And Diamond, the question is, what is your favorite type of sandwich? Again, if you hear meowing in the background, just know that my kitten is running around, freaking out. I gotta hear from other people. What is your favorite type of sandwich? Smoked bacon with guac and sesame bread. That sounds fire. I'm gonna need to get that. Um, what's my favorite type of sandwich? Let me see. I really love breakfast sandwiches. Okay, gotta go with the bacon, egg, and cheese. That's always a good one. But yeah, what's your favorite type of sandwich? Jonathan, thanks for coming. Again, right now we're just saying, what is your favorite type of sandwich? Sam, thank you for coming. You can keep your camera off and you can be unmuted right now. We're gonna go through the session, but if you can type in what is your favorite type of sandwich in the chat, and I'm going to go on to the next one. So first, finding your community. So joining a new school, can be kind of challenging. Of course, going into a new space and being in new classes is a big part of just the college process. Again, you're not always going to be comfortable when you first step onto campus or even attend your first class. Um, And just, I think one of the biggest things when it comes to finding your community is understanding your pace. So like you can adapt to however you can adapt to the space as much as you want, but just make sure you're doing it at your own pace. Don't feel like you're forcing yourself to do anything. Don't feel like you're trying to do too much, but just try to take it one day at a time. Um, when it comes to what ways you can build community, the biggest is just like talking to your classmates, connect with people that you know. Um, that's a really big one, especially when you are a first year student. If you think about it this way, everyone is kind of just trying to figure out what they're doing and themselves. So talking to your classmates, connecting with people that you know, knowing what to do in situations, and then just having conversations. Um, that's going to be a big part of building those communities. The second, much like high school, joining clubs and organizations that have similar interests to you. So if you had a bunch of clubs in high school, or you had some clubs in high school, and you were like, hey, maybe I want to continue to do this while I'm in college, that's another big part of building your community. Um, just in terms of the chat, would you guys be able to just type like maybe one club or organizations that you were interested in or that you did while you were in high school? And it can be literally anything. It can be sports, it can be debate, it can be model UN, yeah, student government. But yeah, just type in the chat maybe a club or organization that you did when you were in high school. And then same in Qatari. Rowley is at work, so he's stuck at CBS. Young People Project, 826 Boston, student government, yeah, Peso leader. Okay, okay. I like those. I like those. But yeah, and when you look at all these different clubs and organizations, like there's gonna be a lot of similar things when you actually go to college. So like there's gonna be soccer, there might be a sign language club, there's obviously gonna be student government, there might be some volunteer service that you can do. There can be, different culture clubs, different, intramural activities. I can literally go on and on and on about clubs and organizations, but just make sure, you're looking at these different, looking for different clubs and looking for things that you're interested in. And then the last one is looking to attend events and making new connections. So again, much like talking to your classmates, much like joining clubs, if you go to events, if you talk to people, that's going to be really cool. Just to make sure that you guys know, or maybe think about like an event. Um, what is the last event that you've been to? And I know it's probably been a while because we've been inside. But what's the last event that you've been to? So it could be a sports event, it could be a concert, it could be a museum, it could be anything. But what's the last event that you could remember that you went to? Again, you can type in the chat or you can unmute yourself. Went to the beach. Okay, I like it. Yeah, what's the last event, venue, the beach, museum that you went to? If you can't remember, that is okay. Okay, selling event. Okay, okay. Museum. Okay. Graduation. I would think that's the last event that most of y'all went to. Or the most recent big event. But yeah, anybody else? What's the last event that you went to? Maybe wait for one more person to answer. What is the last event that you went to? Mine was a museum as well. Can't remember which one. I think it was Museum of Fine Arts or ICA, one of those two. But yeah, so these are a few ways to just build community when you're in college. Again, talking to your classmates, connect with people that you know, joining clubs and organizations that you have similar interest in, looking to attend events and making connections. And with those events, colleges have so many different events. Free, they give you out free food. You might have um, free stuff. You might be able to go to a concert. You might have an art showcase. You might have a music showcase. College virtual event. They have a bunch of those as well. So yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that you can do, and there's a lot of stuff that you can continue to build and make sure you feel comfortable when you're actually on a college campus. So this activity time, I was gonna do breakout rooms, but I'm just not gonna do that because I don't want to waste too much time because we have some special guests in the building. But what I want you to do is just create a list of things that you think when it comes to college do's and don'ts. So things that you think you should do in college, and things that you think you don't want to do in college. And you can just type in the chat whichever ones you want. So maybe some things that you think you should do and some things that you shouldn't do. And again, just want to make sure that we're being appropriate here. We're all adults, but this is going on YouTube. So don't say anything too wild, okay? But yeah, so in the chat or even unmute yourself, just write stuff, things that you should do in college and things that you shouldn't do in college. And we're gonna do this for about 10 minutes. And I need everybody to write something, at least one thing. Jonathan, Shael, Woodby, y'all gotta give me something too. And if you want to send me a direct message and I'll just read it out loud, I got y'all. I'm seeing some good do's and some good don'ts. Yeah, just keep filling it out, keep going. Okay. There's a lot of stuff. Make friends, of course, balance work life. Don't drown in schoolwork. Yes. Let me go through it. Go to college course. Of course, you got to go to class, get your degree. You should always aim to get your degree. Make a comfortable schedule, of course. Join clubs, get good sleep, procrastinate. Don't work too much. Make friends, don't drown in school. Don't mess up with people. True. Relax. Teachers are your best friend. I mean, teachers can be really good connections. In Diamond, you said get connections. So yeah, for sure. Have some fun, of course. Don't procrastinate. Sam or Tari, anything that you want to say of college do's and don'ts, you can unmute yourself if you like.
Since when was Tari here is my question.
Oh, yeah, I just got here. Sorry, I was at work, so I can actually turn my camera on.
I'm at work. Hey guys.
Tari, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me? For
Hey, Sam. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Check the review, rate it carefully. Of course, check the syllabus for class. Make sure you do that. Okay, super important. But yeah, this is a great list, and this is definitely some ideas that you should have. College do's and don'ts. And I was going to skip this. Skip that. All right, so now we got to the main part of the session. It's real talk Q&A. We're going to talk with student panelists. Um, so I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask a few questions, and then you guys can ask some questions as well. So whoever wants to go first, feel free.
All right, let me go first because Tari kind of last time Tari kind of.
I don't know if we can.
Okay,
here we are.
can you hear me?
Can y'all hear them? Give me a yes or no.
Yeah.
Y'all can hear
My
me.
audio's bugging. That's what happened.
Just have to make sure.
Hey, try now.
So
I still can't hear you. But yeah, introduce yourselves. I'll fix it.
hey, y'all can hear me, right? Or because I know the comments. Okay. Hey guys,
Oh, you know what I'm
my
gonna do?
name's Samantha. Oh, talk a what?
Still can't hear you,
Talk
but
again?
they can hear you. So just
Oh.
introduce yourself.
Okay.
And then I'll just look at your lips to be like, okay, you guys are done talking.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, my name's Samantha. I go to UMass. I go to UMass Boston. I'm currently going to be a sophomore. Hallelujah, Jesus! In the fall. My major is psychology. And I used to attend O'Brien, OB, gang, Kantari. Sorry, I'm unprofessional. Yeah, so I'm excited to be here. You can ask me anything because I'll be honest with you. And yeah.
Okay, my name's Kentari. I go to Northeastern University now. Doing a I'm doing a summer semester, and so I'll be going into my sophomore year next year as well. I also went to OB, as Samantha said. So, and also you can ask me any questions. I'll answer honestly too. I have nothing to hide.
So just to get started, the first question that I'd like to ask is, like, how did you make that transition in terms of like your community going from high school to college?
Okay, to be honest with you, I would say it was kind of hard for us. I feel like I could talk to Kantari too, because we were the class to be the first class to go transition from high school in remote to college remotely. I know for me, they closed everything on campus, so that was a bit harder for me on my part. I definitely can say like socializing was bad. It was kind of hard because everything's remote, so everyone didn't want to show their faces, black screen all the time. And then I would also say it was kind of hard, building that connection with professional connection with your teacher, because it was kind of hard because you didn't know if they saw eye to eye with you because everything's on the screen and stuff. Motivation was not there. Was not there out the window, but Kantari and I made it. It's a big movement. I mean, but I would also say but definitely don't be shy. When you transition to college, they will advise you an advisor. And honestly, the best way for me that I transitioned was connecting through my advisor, contacting with them, seeing if everything's okay, seeing if I'm doing good in classes, etc. Definitely contact or email your teachers, because no one will really, it's not like high school. No one's gonna be on your back to make sure you're on top of your grades and stuff, because you're actually paying for your education. So I would say that's it. But definitely, because I feel like you guys will be the class to actually go on campus, hopefully in the fall. Honestly, just enjoy it. If you do feel uncomfortable or you don't make friends at the beginning, it's normal. Just it's normal. Take it all in as much as you want. It's fine if it's a rough start in the beginning, but towards the end, gradually it will become better. So that's my advice for that question.
Let's see. My transition was similar to Samantha. It was hard because, well, we were the first class to go from high school to college during Zoom and, a lot of black screens. But the difference was my college was actually open. So we still were on campus. We didn't have in like person classes, but like there was definitely buildings that were full on the days that like projects were going on and stuff like that. So you still got to see people. Obviously, you couldn't go to parties, so you weren't meeting random people. So I kind of still stayed close to my same high school friend group. And I know for a lot of people, that's not like a normal thing. Like when you go to college, you'll kind of branch out and you kind of lose contact with those high school friends. But it's kind of different for us because we never got that chance to make college friends as close as we like could have. But similar to what Samantha said, like because you guys will probably be on campus next year, definitely try to get out and socialize with people. And also, your teachers don't want to fail you. That's not what they're here for. They want to make sure you're doing good because it also comes back on them if you don't do good. So definitely just be willing to reach out and learn and take advice. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Definitely, I'm sorry, I had to cut you off real quick, but definitely on the socializing part and making friends in the high school, definitely, like if you know you guys have people that are like there for you ever since high school, definitely keep them because it will be harder to find those type of people in college because everyone's shy, and they're still, just as you guys are brand new to this whole college experience. But definitely, I would say yes, education is key, but socializing is also that important factor. You got to have a good balance with that because one way or the other, if it's all education and stuff socially and your social life is low, depending on the person, but I know for me, it takes a toll on you mentally. So that's definitely what I'd have to advise and stuff. So
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I think just one thing that you want to make sure is that if you're not feeling too good or if you're not feeling, as well as you think you should be, like mentally or emotionally, there are people on campus you can talk to. And again, that's about building community. That's about aiming towards resources. That's about, just talking with people that you know. And that's super important just to especially now because you're making that transition from being virtual and going into the school at the end of the school year to going to fully on campus for some of you. But one thing another question that I have is, what are you most excited about, like going back onto campus?
Okay, I'll give you two answers because it's like I'll give you my academic answer and then I'll give you my like personal life answer. So my personal life answer is I'm definitely ready for the parties. Like I didn't get that chance to have that freshman year where everybody was like, yeah, it's gonna be the best year of your life. You're gonna go to parties and socialize. I didn't get that. So I want to see what that's like. I want to have that experience. Academically, I'm just ready to go back in person and sit in those classes because I've had a rough time like doing math over Zoom because I'm not one of those people that's good at math, so I need to be in class. So just getting to know your professor and know like other people in your class that may be able to help you out outside of like class, that would be better for me. So yeah, that's what I'm excited for.
what she said right there, she hit a good note. I wouldn't I wouldn't say, parties, but I would say, honestly, definitely seeing people because when you're inside, well, Kantari got it lucky for me. She had her campus was open. But for me, I was at home behind a computer 25/8, So it's definitely easier. Like I'm excited to see people. The other aspect, education wise, is definitely having the ability to stay after school for help with your teacher, because I don't get how Kantari did it doing math online. But I know this semester, well, next semester, I'm taking chem and calc. So I'll definitely need, that that like not physical but like seeing the teacher in person, because online it was really hard for me to do certain things online, even though we're like the generation that was brought up with tech savvy, but still I still like to see the teacher and stuff. And yeah, but that's it. But definitely trying to have that college experience that we were robbed.
Yeah, I think it's just exciting to have people back on campus. I think it's been a long time. It's been almost like a year and a half basically. And BPS closed down in like March, and now it's June. So I think definitely being on campus is really fun. Being able to talk to people, and even if you're a commuter student, like you'll still have access to campus. So that's something that you can always look forward to. My next question is: are you part of any clubs or organizations, and like what pushed you to join them, if you did?
I'm not in any clubs, and it's so unfortunate, and I wish I was. But that's mostly because once again we were online, and it was just like they had virtual like quad events. We don't even really have a quad. It's just like a circle in the middle of campus. That's yeah. So they had virtual quad events, and that didn't go well because our like our people that are supposed to send out those messages weren't the best to send them out to everybody, so not everybody got them, and it just all went downhill. So we kind of missed that like events transition time period. But I definitely am looking into joining some, definitely like the people of color like clubs, just so I can find my own people on campus, because as you know, Northeastern's a PWI, and I want to find my people on campus. Definitely looking into like, I don't know. My family's big on sororities and fraternities, so I'm definitely looking into like a sorority on campus. Um, but yeah, that's about it for me.
Um, just like Tari, we're robbed. We were robbed. We were the class that was robbed. So I didn't join anything. I was looking at it because when you get to college, they're gonna bombard you with a bunch of emails saying, "Hey, join this, join that." You know, um, I'm not gonna put myself out there. I'm a weeb, so I really do like anime. You feel me? So, but I mean, I tried to join clubs, but it kind of like what Kantari was kind of touching based on. It was hard because it was virtual. Like I was kind of getting tired of like being on the computer already as much for classes and stuff. So the clubs or whatever. I said the club, but the clubs or whatever was kind of hard, and I didn't try. I didn't like get into any. But the fall, I want to go back to doing volleyball. Um, I don't know if I don't know if the I don't know if there's a women's team. I think there is, but I gotta do research on that. But like volleyball, choir, because Tari can hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I got the vocals. You feel me? But but yeah, but volleyball, because then again, school will always be here, but it's at the same time you have to also appreciate life and like have like that inner peace or what things that make you happy. Like yeah, you're getting a degree or whatever, but at the same time you also have to enjoy college. So I definitely recommend doing clubs. If not clubs, participate in a sport or volunteer, do something. If you want to work, get that bag. Yeah, get the bag. Um, but make sure you key thing out of me. Make sure you like get that balance going. But I definitely recommend like sports, clubs, whether it's painting, art, doing something on campus. I definitely recommend. So yeah.
Yes, all that. If you go to campus, there's gonna be something that you're gonna be able to do, whether it's work, whether it's play sports, whether it's join a club. There's gonna be something that you're gonna be able to participate in, even if it's like one event. Just do something that like you like, do something that you think will be interested in. Um, Join a random club. Like I remember when I was in college, like they had a ping pong club and they played ping pong like Tuesdays and Thursdays in like a cafeteria. Like just join, something that you'll enjoy. Um, And now I will open it up to you all for questions. Um, Feel free to ask anything. Again, like just make sure that it's about either community building, relationships, and on school, so like friendships and stuff. But just make sure just ask a question. They're here for you, and they're here to just give you those answers.
Oh, there's one in the chat. It says, how many classes do both of y'all take? So it depends on the semester you're in. So like my first semester, I think I took 5 classes. My first semester I took 4 classes. My second semester I took 6 classes. And then this summer semester, I'm only taking 2. So, but that's like a heavy summer semester. You're not really supposed to take 2 classes a summer semester because you're in class more. But yeah, that's for me.
You see, Kantari's wild, and I never take 6 classes. But that's on another year. Okay, so I took freshman, fall, I took 4, but lab, everyone here is most likely gonna take biology 101 because that's like a prerequisite. For me, at my college, every incoming freshman will probably take biology, and English 101 or 102. But I did take 4 classes, but lab, I count as a class, so I take 5. Obviously, I take 5, But, and then for spring, I took also 4, so yeah. And depending on your degree, it depends on whether you're, like the degree you're going for, how many classes you're taking. For me, like, it depends on your credits. The credits for being a full-time student, you have to like 12 to 16, but depending on your degree, like they'll let you take more classes. For me, I wanted to take 5, but they didn't let me because I went over my credit amount. So they just want you to, but the reason why they did do that is they want to see if you can hold yourself accountable and like get the grades and stuff. So that's why it's like harder depending on your degree or what classes you want to take and stuff. And for V, yeah, it's okay, girl. I don't know how to play volleyball like that, that's why I'm doing the club.
Let's say that if you can't play a sport, or if you say like you want to play a sport, but you can't really play a sport, there's like teams, I think, that aren't really like the school's like team, but like they have like little scrimmage games you can play and on the court and stuff. So it all depends on what college you go to. You can like look it up. It should be on your college's website.
Yeah.
Any other questions? And again, you can ask whatever you want. So it can be about academics, it can be about teachers, it can be about social life.
Yeah, y'all can ask anything. I'm telling you, we're gonna be honest.
Do you feel like the stress of college caught up with you?
Great question.
Well, who asked that? Scorpio?
Yeah, will do.
That was
Okay.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like when you first come in, you're running off of that adrenaline of like, I'm in college, so you're not really thinking about it. But after you get that like a month and a half to 2 month break between fall semester and spring, you come back in spring and you're like, nah, it all just like hits you real hard. But you have to like keep up that motivation to like keep going. Because when I tell you like your GPA will drop, I've seen people's GPA drop from like a 4.5 to a 3.3 in one semester because they just can't push through. And it's so hard, but like, and then that's when the stress kicks in even more when you see your grades start to just drop. So you just have to like balance everything. And I'm not good at that. Don't ask me how I'm doing it because I'm working 3 jobs and still going, and I'm still a full-time student. Like it all depends on who you are and how you're able to just like figure it out.
Wait, huh? Three? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm working 3 jobs. I
Work
can't
with
even.
me.
I work for Up and Down, so.
May God bless your heart. Sheesh.
Thank you.
Sam, you got no comment?
Well, whoever asked that question, Scorpio Gaming, listen, good question. But I kind of forgot the question because I was overhyped. So what was the question again?
Did the pressure of college get to you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it did. Kind of like what Kantari was saying. Remember we were the class to think. So they didn't at the time when we were in college. They didn't announce whether we would be on campus or like will it be remote. So for me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to college. I'm about to kill it. Then they hit me with the email saying, oh yeah, campus is closed. So I mean, in the beginning, like what she's saying, it does. You're on like you're in the adrenaline saying, oh my gosh, we're in college, freedom, yada yada yada. And y'all, to me, I had the mentality that it would be just like high school. Listen, the best advice I'm gonna give you, don't ever take an 8 a.m. class, okay? Don't
That's
ever.
false. No. If you want to get your classes done early in the morning and have the rest of the day to yourself, take morning classes.
All right.
Take-
All right. Okay. Hold on. Kantari, you're onto something. But back to the question, definitely it will hit you once midterms start coming around the corner. That for me, that's a stressful time because that's when that's like the brink of telling you whether I got you, Diamond, but telling you whether you're actually passing your class or you're not. And when you don't pass your class, it will affect your GPA really bad. And because it's like because it's your first year, it's gonna be hard to bring your GPA back up. So definitely it will hit you one way or another. But honestly, you just gotta motivate yourself. If Kantari and I did it, y'all can do it. If Kantari and I can do it, especially if Kantari's been working 3 jobs, my ass was, I was a bum, so, I was staying at home. But if I can do it and Kantari can do it, y'all can do it. I promise you. Even on the days when it feels like you don't have motivation, it's gonna come. Don't worry. It'll come out of thin air. Just like water, you feel me? You're fine. How long are each classes? It depends on the classes. Chem, okay, for biology, it depends because biology, there's lecture and lab. Lecture or normally regular classes are about an hour, 15 minutes to an hour. So, but for lab, if y'all want to go in the med field or something, it's roughly about 3 hours. So, yeah. So if you fall asleep in class, don't worry. I was knocked. So you're fine. It's 3 hours. And back to what Kantari said about 8 a.m. classes and stuff, I do agree. This semester, I am taking most of my classes in the morning, and my latest class is 2:30. And then after that, I'm free to do whatever I want, whether if it's working, socializing, all that. But I do agree that you should, if you can, be on top of your classes and your schedule to do your classes in the morning so you can have the day to do your homework, stay after school and do that stuff for you. But then again, it's different for everyone. But I do recommend the first year for me, I wouldn't recommend doing 8 a.m. classes. That's on me, because it was really hard for me, on me though. But if you want to risk it, go ahead. But that's what I have to say.
I think that's all the time we have for questions. So I want to thank you two for coming. Thank you for speaking with them. If you guys need anything or if you want any advice, again, Kantari goes to Northeastern, Sam goes to UMass Boston. So if you have questions about those schools in particular, because I know there's some students who are going to those schools. But if you also just have general questions, like let me know and I can let them know. But thank you guys for coming. Always appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And then we're gonna finish the rest of our stuff. So you two can log out when you're ready. We're gonna keep going.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So just to finish off, wanted to do just a quick reflection piece. And let me make this smaller. So just in terms of, this session, I had two quick questions. So, and you can just think about it. You don't have to type it, but what are some ways that you see yourself engaging on your college campus? And what are some relationships that you want to continue to keep as you move on from high school? We've been talking a lot today about different ways to get engaged in college, but again, those relationships that you do have in high school, they don't necessarily end once you leave high school. Um, and then again, what are just some ways that you can see yourself engaging on your college campus? And these are just questions to think about, um, and just to ask yourself, because they're super important in terms of making that transition. Then to close it out, so the assignment for this session, and again, it's going to be due next week. And they're all going to be due. So assignments 1 through 6 are going to be due by day 6. There's actually none on day 6, so assignments 1 through 5. Just research 2 of your school's clubs and organizations that you would be interested in joining, and then in the next week, we're going to be just like typing it in the chat or unmuting yourself and talking about it. But again, just make sure that you have all the assignments due by next week, because next week is the last week together. But with that, again, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to call me, feel free to text me, send me an email. I'm always available. So just make sure that you go. And if there's any issues with the assignments, I will go edit those on the website. So I got it. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming again. I hope you enjoyed hearing from Sam and Tari. They're 2 great students that I've worked with in the past, and they're great college students now. So just make sure if you have any questions, then please feel free to reach out. And with that, I will let you enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the weekend, enjoy the weather, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy the rest of your day. So I will talk to you later.